All right, thank you, Dick, and we welcome you to the second half of our TNT doubleheader from Salt Lake City. The Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz for both teams. This is the biggest game of the regular season. Utah with the best record in the NBA, a half game over Portland. Capacity crowd, 19,000 at the Delta Center, Salt Lake City. A look at the starting lineups. The officials, Mike Mathis, Hank Armstrong, and David Jones, and we're set for the third and final meeting between these two clubs. The two previous meetings taking place in Portland, and they split a pair.
You know, Mark, the thing that sticks out in this game is both these teams don't like to double team, so you're going to see a lot of one-on-one in the post, and that's going to determine the victory in this game, I believe.
All right, the Trailblazers control. Damon Stoudemire. Shot clock at 6. Altman, yes. And the Blazers with a 2-0 lead. Would not let him. Sabonis. Oh, you love to see that line drive hook shot. Hornacek with room.
The lock point in tonight's game was not an option, as you see him getting loose in this first quarter.
Done a terrific job over the years off the bench coming on for Stockton. Here's Ryder. Ugly in a nice way. Hey. Nicely throws it back out. Here's Russell for 3.
That's where he's been making people pay.
Malone working on Wallace. Karl Malone going right at Rasheed Wallace. And that's after 1 here in Salt Lake City. The Blazers by 1. We'll be right back. When you're winning, it does clear things up, at least for a while. Nice move by Rasheed Wallace. Jackson, another post-up player, and goes to the finger roll.
See, Mark, that's exactly right. This team has 6 guys that are legitimate post-up players, sir. The Blazers on probation.
Oh, good. A little self-deprecating. That's Karl Malone.
Red and our UNLV sweatshirt.
Walt Williams going high off glass.
Of the Blazers, it's right now 18 points in the paint to Utah's 8 points in the paint.
Look out. Walt Williams went flying into the first row, and it will be Utah. Oh, look. Oh, Williams taking a swipe at Adam Keefe, who's wearing a protective mask with a broken nose.
I can tell you one thing. The only good thing about that is he did not hit him in the face.
Oh, pretty close.
Can you imagine if he took a punch and popped him in his broke nose?
Well, that looked to be a punch, which would mean he is gone.
Oh, yeah.
But Williams was upset with Keefe because Williams was sent flying over the Portland bench. And Mike Mathis talking things over with David Jones, Hank Armstrong. And Walt Williams is gone.
Open hand or closed hand. It was a punch.
Has not officially been ejected yet.
The circumstances might. Marv, you're shaking your head now.
I don't see how you could not
no
make
chance,
the call.
huh? Yeah.
I just don't think you can bend rules and make determinations. You know, we get the benefit of the replay, and it's a tough interpretation.
Yeah.
And the crowd is calling for the ejection of Walt Williams. Had words after Williams had tumbled over the Portland bench and landed in the first row, which Walt did not appreciate. The discussion continues with 5:57 remaining in the first half. The Blazers up 32-31.
You know, this is a veteran crew. I know what the rules say, but I think it would have been automatic if that was the case.
It's called double technical.
And as far as I'm concerned, Mark, if you're not gonna kick Walt Williams out, you certainly shouldn't kick Keefe out. But if they both have to go, if you stick with the rules verbatim.
No ejection. To me, at first, it looked like it was a punch from the angle, but it was a push. So, no ejection, double technical on Keefe and Williams. Meanwhile, Walt Williams at the line, shooting off the personal foul that was called. And the Blazers up by 2.
Well, they did one thing. Got the crowd in the game.
So Portland leads 34-31. Anderson trying to post up as Stockton takes it to the basket. Oh, things are getting rough. Ostertag and Grant going at each other. We saw Stockton and Anthony. And Stockton leads the break. Russell. Oh! And Russell! John Stockton.
You can't handle that. This is the team that can tune defensively.
Ostertag, a beautiful feed from Malone. Jackson, yes. 35 seconds left in the half. Sabonis had the pass broken up. Russell had a notion to go from the left side. He had that stuff from the right earlier. Now Russell for 3. Yes. A big bounce-back game for Brian Russell. 4 of 4 from the field. He has 12, and the Jazz leading by 2 as we come up on 10 seconds left in the first half. Standing ovation for the Utah Jazz. Stoudemire. Here comes Hornacek, racing the clock, fires, and hits!
There is no doubt, Marv, that's his shot. That wasn't a buzzer beater.
Jeff Hornacek at the buzzer going glass.
Watching, this is a normal shot for him. He looks at the clock, sees it off one leg and the long one at that, and of course, he called the bank.
7-0 run for Utah. The last 48 seconds. Now Jim Jackson over at the scorer's table, I would think arguing that the shot was late. It counts. And it's the Jazz 53, the Blazers 48 here at the half at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. Ernie and Kenny coming up in a moment.
I have a question for you, folks. Is this a shove or is it a punch?
Hey, in my neighborhood in Left Rack City, you're going to get a beat down if you keep doing that. That's
Malone over Grant. Grant kept it alive. Ryder again. Yes. Grant down deep. And pushing off on Malone. That's an offensive foul. Our TNT cameramen are just too quick, Reggie. Grant off the steal. Stoudemire for Grant. Puts the move on Ostertag. A facial served up by Brian Grant. Stockton. Every move being contested. A hard-nosed game right from the start.
This is one of the best games I've seen all year from an intensity standpoint.
Backdoor pass, Malone for Stockton who blew it. Stockton on the recovery. Saved by Ostertag. Oh, look out. Oh, and Grant ends up on top of Malone. And Karl gets up and walks away from it.
Karl should start laughing right now.
I don't think there's any way to explain that, Rick. Stockton is able to hit. And Utah now leads 59-54. 5. Sabonis. Another wild hook shot. Again, bodies hit the floor.
Look at the hustle and the running out by Ostertag.
He was fouled by Sabonis.
Ostertag, good hustle down court and bodies flying like you said. But Marv, if he could jump over 2 or 3 newspapers, he would have had that done.
So the Jazz up by 5. A technical foul being called on Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan hit with a tee. He has been upset about the officiating. Shot clock at 3. Whiting, yes. And again, bodies hit the floor. Grant and Malone both hit the deck.
And like two warriors, they get up and run down court like...
Pretty pass. This one counts, and the foul. So Karl Malone to the line. Grant calls for his 4th.
And Marv, if you think you don't have to be a man to play this game, you are mistaken. I tell you what, down low, there's a lot of beef and a lot of forearms and elbows being thrown. Look at Karl Malone fight over the pick, get his position, and never give it up.
Malone is 4 for 4 at the line. Crowd reacts as Brian Grant sits down after picking up his 4th. There's a technical foul called on Rasheed Wallace, who had something extra special, I'm sure, to say to one of the officials.
Takes it home with him, back to practice the next day, and into the weight room.
Ostertag lets the beautiful lead. 10-0 run.
Ostertag with the pull the rim down baby dunk. He's fired up.
8.7 rebounds for Greg Ostertag. With the ball, they lead it 73-61 as we come up on 2 remaining in the 3rd. And Malone was fouled. Back to the line goes Karl Malone. 10-0 run midway through the 3rd was the key for Utah. They are up by 11 as we head to the 4th. By Russell. Anderson on the break. Anderson to the left hand. As 89, the Blazers 81. A moment ago, Greg Anthony and the Utah Jazz owner Larry Miller got involved in an animated conversation just to our right, and a foul is called, a hooking foul on Anthony.
And Miller had some choice words for Greg Anthony on the floor, and I tell you what, if you kicked him out, he might turn the lights out on you. But
he came in, he was hammering on John pretty good. And that foul he nailed him with right at center court, I thought he just kind of took him down with a forearm shiver. So I called him a cheap shot artist. He took offense to that and came at me pretty hard, suggested a couple of things he was going to do to me right after he finished with John. And I just reacted in a way that I shouldn't have.
Anthony for 3. Air ball.
Well, I guess what Larry Miller said to him must have worked, because he sure shot a brick that time. He's got Miller on the brain. He can't shoot. Look how they run it. No question what's happening.
So Utah maintains the leadership of the Western Conference. They are now a game and a half over Portland and 2.5 over San Antonio as they take the season series 2-1. Utah 33-10 with this 96-85 victory.
Karl Malone, 25 points. Weren't easy points in that very physical game. How big was this win?
It's a big win, but I think the most important thing, Cheryl, is we met the challenge. They came out from the start. They was letting us play, and we met the challenge, and we didn't back down. We said this is our house, and we can't afford to back down. And I think the San Antonio game, I think we laid down a little bit, even though they played good. But it was a huge game for us, considering we're trying to get home court advantage.
Karl, second quarter, there was an altercation between Keefe and Walt Williams. Did you think that was a punch thrown? Should Walt Williams have been kicked out of the game?
Well, I didn't even see it. But I tell you what, I don't think we can do is just play the game. I guess the policeman will look at it and see what happened. We'll just play the game and go about our business.
All right, congratulations. Big
I want
win
to say hi to my mom in Louisiana.
Karl Malone, 25 points, 9 rebounds. The final score, Utah 96, Portland 85. Marv Albert with Reggie Theus and Cheryl Miller saying so long from Salt Lake City.